Hello, Marks. It's time for Total Spot Fest Live. We got an awesome show for you. We got WWE back at it again and pissing us off. We got a new champion. We got big news out of NWA. And we just got us talking about wrestling. This is TSL.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to Total Spot Fest Live. I am JJ Brownlee, accompanied once again, finally back from his long overdue vacation, is my illustrious co-host, the man, the myth, the almost legend, Mr. Jamie Faulkner.
Or he who shall not be named.
He definitely who should not be named. He is sitting there in his Hufflepuff shirt. For those of you listening, he has his wand nearby.
I do.
He marked out in Potterville. So
Yeah, it was awesome.
yeah, definitely. If you don't follow Jamie on Twitter, you definitely need to. It's JFaulkner56. You got all the Galaxy's Edge stuff you'd ever wonder. But Jamie is back. He's back, and we're back to talk about wrestling. Don't have the young buddy right now. He's taking a little time off, so just gonna be Jamie and myself going at it. And boy, do we got stuff to talk about. So. Oh, well, yeah. You leave for 1 week, and the wrestling world just goes, "Paka!"
Evidently, I'm the glue to the...
Apparently you
wrestling
are.
universe.
Apparently you are. Well, I do want to thank everybody for watching, everybody for listening. This is Total Spot Fest Live. We are back to our more somewhat regular schedule. We'll talk about that in a second here. If you're watching us on YouTube, feel free. You can give us a comment down below if you want to get in the conversation. If you want to holler at us individually, it is JMoney1536 for me. Jamie, like I said, is at JFaulkner56. You can holler at us together at Total Spot Fest. And if you're on YouTube one more time, give that video a big old thumbs up. It does help us quite a bit. So, oh my, Jamie, you missed a lot. Not only did you miss Double or Nothing, which was pretty good. There's some people who were dogging on it. They didn't like the Stadium Stampede. I thought it was great. First wrestling event with full attendance. WrestleMania was like half filled. Full attendance, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was loud.
Oh,
that crowd was
so
pumped.
good.
It was good.
They were
I enjoyed
so
it.
good. I made the revelation to Nick that it could have been Sonny Kiss versus Joey Janela or something. You know, and they still would have been like popping left and right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they cared at the start at least. So
Dude, one of the biggest pops of the night was Evil Uno.
oh, Dark Order. I know you're on vacation, so you didn't necessarily watch all of our stuff, and it's okay. It's okay. Jay was on vacation, guys. But Dark Order's so over.
So speaking of Dark Order, I think I told you this because I marked out really hard. When I was at Universal Studios, I was standing in line for a pretzel
You
with the
did tell me
fans.
this is great.
And literally, Five walks by. He's wearing an AEW hat, no mask. You know, it's just typical Five. And I'm like, oh shit! And Megan goes, what? I'm like, that's Five.
It's 5.
And I'm like, wait, that's Stu Grayson. It's Stu Grayson. Like as soon as he heard me say it, because they kept walking, he looked back and gave me one of these real quick. Gave me the hand.
Yes!
I threw up the hand, and there's another guy with him that was very pale, a little bit heavier, and was wearing a hat. It was Uno.
Sans mask. I have never seen
Sans
him
mask.
without his mask.
He went so fast, I did not get a good glimpse of him. So he's like Sasquatch. You know?
I definitely went to Twitter after you had Jamie texted us like right after it happened, right? So I went on Twitter and I'm going there and I look and I see it was Evil Uno in mask, Stu Grayson, Five, and there's like 2 or 3 other ones like Five's girlfriend is like Robin Renegade or something. You know, she was one. And there was like I think Diamante and there was like 1 or 2 others. But yeah, they definitely was like a whole group of like AEWs at Universal Studios exactly when you were there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That
it
is
was
awesome.
crazy. And of course, I didn't want to be that dickhead wrestling fan. And by the way, if you are that dickhead wrestling fan, shame on you. Because they walked by, you know, I got the high. I was not going to chase them down for a picture. Like, if I happened to have my phone out at the moment or whatever, they came by me, yeah, I would ask them.
If you were behind him in line at like the
Yeah.
Harry Potter ride or whatever. Sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
But I'm not going to, like, legit chase them down. Hey, I just yelled at you guys. Can I have a picture with you? I'm not that guy. Don't
Don't-
ever be
don't-
that guy.
Yes. Moral of the story, people: don't be that guy or girl.
Yes. Don't be that person.
Don't be that person. There we go. Boy, we're having gender problems today. That's an inside joke from our work meeting earlier today.
Yeah. Jamie struggled with the guys. in the
Jamie's
room.
struggling with it back. Jamie's trying to get back in his work groove. So let's try to get back in our wrestling groove. So
Yes.
Speaking of getting back in the groove, first thing we want to start off with was WWE getting back to their typical groove, which is laying off wrestlers. So you
Big
made
names.
mention of this on Wednesday, and it was actually because I was busy working my butt off, right? Because I'm at me and my manager having to cover for your department all week, and
Yes, thank you.
he had to cover for you, which meant I had to cover for him. It was great, but so I'm just going to town Wednesday morning. I'm working, doing all this stuff, right? And I get this text from Jamie, and it's like, "Oh shit, WWE just released." And I go, hold on a second. So I go online, and sure as shit, WWE parted ways, came to terms with the release of Braun frickin' Strowman, Aleister Black, who I'm rocking the T-shirt tonight in solidarity of, Murphy, or Buddy Murphy to those of us who aren't idiots, Lana, Santana Garrett, and the icing on JJ's cake, Ruby Riot. Hey, Ruby. What the? Braun Strowman. Okay. Murphy apparently had been not happy. He might have been kind of whatever. Okay. Santana Garrett was very much a Vanessa Bourne situation. They called her up and put her in catering. Didn't have anything for her to do. Okay. Got that. Lana, let's be honest, we saw Lana coming. Every time Miro did well, she get buried further.
Yeah.
But Braun Strowman, who 2 weeks earlier, 3 weeks, a few weeks ago, challenged for the WWE Championship. He beat Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 2 months ago.
Gone.
Out the door. And Ruby Riot, who, I don't know if you heard me, but on our podcast last week when Nick was here, I went to town on WWE for mismanaging the tag team division. Again, what they did to Ruby, what they're doing to the Riot Squad, how stupid. Just give them the belt, even if it's for a week, just like come on, what are you doing? And I went to town on them, and I said, and maybe I caused this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ruby. It was probably me. But I said, I know they're going to eventually release her, and it's going to be the best thing for her because then she'll be able to go somewhere where she can actually shine. And now that's the reality. So their excuse, of course, was budget cuts, as always. But that opens an interesting bit of a topic that I do want to talk about. So give me your reaction. Give me your thoughts. Who's shocking? Who wasn't? What were your thoughts about it all? Now, I know you're on vacation. You couldn't sit there and look at the dirt sheet like I was for the next 4 hours, right?
Yeah. So for me, my biggest one was honestly Aleister Black. And we were asking for his release for months before it. He
Absolutely.
finally gets on TV, does a couple vignettes, and he attacks Big E literally the week before he gets released. So Big E doesn't have a story right now, and he has nothing going for him. Right now, he's done. He's dead because they destroyed his storyline that was coming up with Aleister Black. And it just makes no sense to me. Midstream, Vince just poo-pooed on it, and it's done. Whereas, Braun Strowman, he was in between. They're burying Ruby Riot. Murphy was nowhere to be found. Santana Garrett was nowhere to be found. Lana was nowhere to be found, basically. Those all made sense, honestly. Mm-hmm. But with somebody who everybody's been wanting to be back on TV, to basically just screw that and say bye-bye made no sense to me.
Yep.
It is literally WWE just telling everybody they don't care. They're not going to try. And I'm not going to watch a show that they're not willing to try.
Yeah.
I would rather watch reruns of Knight Rider nowadays than watch that crap. And that show don't hold up for shit.
Are you talking about the Rebirth or the original?
Either.
Wow, because that Rebirth was bad.
It was really bad.
It was
it
really
didn't even
bad.
have Car 2 in it. It was something else.
A shitty Mustang. It was whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey, you're not wrong, and I'm going to talk. I guess there's something coming that you guys will enjoy along those ends here in just a few minutes. But the word on the street is a lot of this is because this is a lot of precipice behind Nick Khan, right? So Nick Khan, we talked about him briefly before. He's got a meteoric rise. He's now on the board of directors. Did you know that? This guy they hired last year, who was like vice president or whatever, he's on the board of directors now. He is above everybody but Vince.
Wow, I did not know that.
He is. He's on the board of directors. He's a former Hollywood guy. His sister is a director, like won a bunch of awards. I don't even know. But he recently bought a $8 million house in Hollywood. Side note, even though he's based out of Connecticut. Good, must be good for him, right? But fuck Ruby, right? Everybody says, because Nick Khan's big thing is that he's a deal man, right? And he did that in Hollywood stuff. So what he used to do like Hollywood stuff, well, he didn't produce, he didn't direct, but he was a studio guy, right? So he's the deal maker, right? Mm-hmm. So that is the speculation, of course, is a sale. Everybody's saying he's brought this because you look at these moves. Braun Strowman was $1 million a year on salary plus because he got plus live revenue plus appearance revenue plus merch percentage plus. So at a big contract, right? If you've been through it twice with companies we've worked at, Jamie. I've been at the back end of once. When they go to sell the company, they must make it the most presentable they can for the future buyers, right? So that's what started the whole talk of. That's why he was brought in. These are part of what's going on, and there's some merit to that. But my counterpoint is Vince McMahon's still alive, and till he dies. I hate to even say it like this, but until he dies, he won't. It would take hell and high water for him to actually sell WWE.
I disagree. I think he's ready to sell because he's roughly the same age he bought WWE from his father. At his father's age is the same as what he is now.
Okay.
So I feel like he's about ready to just, do something different. He's made billions, almost trillions, and pissed it all away. But, I think it's time. Again, I know I've been wrong on this. I think it's time thing. I've said that a lot lately and been just flat out wrong, as I do not have the AEW belt. But my thing is this. I just think for everybody's benefit, he just needs to go away. Kevin Dunn, Bruce Pritchard, get a whole bunch of new blood in there. Yeah. Give a shit about wrestling again, because we got enough passionate fans around the world, around the globe, who do care about wrestling, and he gives two shits, and it just irritates me.
And we said before, they have it. It's sitting there. They just let half of it go. Braun Strowman, whether you liked his character or not, the latest iteration was shit, but he's a legitimately good person to have on your roster. A big bruising monster with a great body and great athleticism for his size. Aleister Black is creative out the balls. Ruby Riott is one of the hardest working women in professional wrestling. Buddy Murphy has been called by Kenny Omega his dream opponent. They have it in spades. It's all over the place. And, one of the guys I was watching the Wrestle Talk live reactions, the guys from Wrestle Talk, right? And one of the dudes said, because they were kind of along me, they're like, I don't think they will, because I once again, I'll believe it when I see it, but they're like, oh, Vince won't give it up till he does. Vince, and one guy's like, I don't know. What is the one thing Vince has left in his cap, really? He's pretty much he defeated all the territories. He beat WCW. He's they're untouchable. They're not even wrestling anymore. They're an entertainment brand. Apparently, this Khan, he wants to make them like Marvel, a brand, right? What's the one thing that Vince has left to put in his cap before he packs it up and goes to his beach house to retire? Get that one final big deal. XFL was a flop twice. Once because it was bad. Second time because COVID fucked them. Let's be honest.
Because it actually wasn't bad. It was actually good. Enjoyable to watch.
And there's markets that were. St. Louis was selling out tickets, for a spring football league with a bunch of fourth stringers, So Unfortunately, though, that's a fail. He's failed that. His restaurant, he's had a lot of failures in business-wise outside of WWE. If he could sell this for like $500 billion to Disney or whatever, that's a big feather to put in his cap on his way to the beach. Just saying. So we're going to talk a lot more about this in the coming weeks. 90-day no compete as always, which coincidentally lines up with AEW All Out. Just saying, they do have a women's Casino Battle Royal. We'll see what happens, but there's a lot of talk about Aleister Black, a lot of talk about Murphy. People have been like speculating where people are going to go. I think consensus on the internet is talking about Murphy would be great in New Japan. I don't disagree with that.
Oh, that'd be great for him.
Everybody's saying that Ruby Riott would be fantastic on either Impact or AEW, especially AEW, because here's the interesting thing is that of all the people released, by far Ruby is the one that is the biggest like gut punch to the actual talent. Like everybody, male and female, came out just being like, Ruby, what the fuck? What? Kevin Dunn on Talking Smack this past the post show wore a Ruby Riott T-shirt because Kevin Owens doesn't give a shit. I said Kevin Dunn, Kevin Owens doesn't give a shit. He'll just come right out. So 2 days after her release, he's wearing a Ruby Riott T-shirt to Talking Smack the post show. But she would be. AEW's been making that, but they need that. What do they need? They need some experience because they got a lot of women. Yes, they got a lot of green women. They need somebody that can like tell them the ropes, and with her experience on there, she'd be great. And somebody mentioned too about Ring of Honor because Maria Kanellis. Give kudos to Maria Kanellis right here. I'm going to give a clap of the hands to Maria Kanellis. She's doing wonders with Ring of Honor's women's division. Really, really good stuff. Braun Strowman, people are saying that he'd be great in the AEW. I think he's not going. I don't think he's going to wrestle. He said that he won't wrestle if it's not in WWE. He said in the past that he loved doing strongman. He just had to get out of it because there was no money in it. He wants to get into bodybuilding. He's been in acting. He's been in some movies. I think he's going Hollywood. I legitimately do.
I think this is what I think. I think he got dropped. They're going to get sold, and he's going right back.
Okay. That's not a bad call. I mean, that's not a bad call at all.
Because he said he would never wrestle for anybody else. But the other big piece on this is there are more WWE releases expected soon as well. I don't know if you saw that on the dirt
I've heard
sheets.
both. Fightful Select came out and said that as far as they know, that's the last they'd heard. That right now, that's it. So I've heard that there are, but Fightful Select's usually pretty good. They're probably the best source of like from the horse's mouth sort of news, and so I tend to believe that right now. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do expect after Money in the Bank, more. So not right away, but
or they finally start cutting UK.
That to me makes, and I hate to say this to anybody out there in the UK, of course, but that to me does make more sense. The UK has been untouched since the beginning of COVID, other than some, backstage people this last time.
Which, in fairness, when's the last time you watched NXT UK?
I watched the Walter and that Russian guy. I can't remember his name, but I watched their match because it was unbelievable.
Yeah, whatever that guy. Yeah, that was like almost a year ago.
It was about 8 months.
Yeah, that's the last time I think I watched it too.
That's the last time I watched it. Yeah, I see some highlights here and there. It's on a weird time. It just, I don't know. It just, and it's through the app, so it's like the Peacock and. But I really haven't. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know. It almost runs its own thing, but I mean, it can't be making money. I don't know, but I'm with you there. I think there's going to be some more. So
it's weird.
And of course, and then lastly, Aleister Black. They talk about that. Everybody's saying, AEW, same thing. AEW, New Japan. But people speculate he could go back over to Europe because he was, that's where he came from. He was over in England last before he came over to the States. There's a big German promotion apparently that's on a big kick of trying to boost their stuff, and I don't think he'll go to Europe because his wife is definitely in America and going to be doing American things. But
New Japan with his style makes so much damn sense.
I think that if New Japan wants to boost the strong brand, he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect.
Yes. Think about him and El Phantasmo going at it.
Oh, yes. Yes, please. Yes.
Or him and Jeff Cobb.
Him and Cobb. I think him and Cobb wrestled before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Jeff Cobb's great. He's underrated. If you don't know who Jeff Cobb
He's
is,
so underrated.
I feel pity
So
on your
underrated.
soul. No, he's so damn good. But Alistair in New Japan, I love the idea of him in AEW, but they don't need him right now. I think New Japan needs him. Like,
Yeah.
he is a draw. He is just his strong style. Like, he would blend very well with the Japanese style.
I
Big
agree.
time.
I agree. He's got that in him. I mean, and as far as AEW, I think AEW. We talked about this with the last round of releases. I think they need to focus more on their women's division because there's good women out there.
Yeah,
if you
finally.
if you get the Iconics and you get Ruby Riott, good
And Allison Kay.
good. Yeah,
Well, Allison Kay wrestled for him and nothing came out of it. And she's even said, like,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, she can go back. I mean, but she can, and there's others that are out there that are about whatever. But I think those are the ones because you gotta get some sort of name splash there for sure. Allison Kay was there. Ruby Riott, Heidi Lovelace, is a big
Yeah.
name. The Iconics, everybody knows them. Mickey James, you're not going to get. I mean, I think we all know Mickey James is going to go in the NWA, right? Ring of Honor, maybe Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
just because Maria Kanellis is there. To be honest with you, but
Yeah, they're besties.
anybody else that's out there, I mean, I'd love to see Alistair, and I'd love to see, of course, I'd love to see everybody that I like in AEW. But I think Samoa Joe's who you got to go out and get, and everybody else, if working like a Leo Rush sort of thing, like a working relationship type of deal. Because Leo Rush was the debut entrant at
Which was
Double or
a total
Nothing.
curveball, and I was all for it.
I loved
Surprised
it.
the hell out of me. But he
And
was
for-
not in there near as long as he should have been.
He was definitely not. And I read like a couple days later he signed a deal with New Japan.
Yeah.
But he's got a handshake agreement with Tony Khan, and Tony Khan's been wanting him for a while, apparently. So he's got a handshake agreement with him, so he can come back. He's going to come and go, whatever. Plus, they have the open relationship. So some of these other guys, Aleister Black can go to New Japan and still appear on AEW, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm all for it. But the women are where AEW needs to focus.
100%.
They got a stable them in. Unless you're going to start cutting, and they can start to do that too. We're just going to trim the fat you have already. You don't need to go out there and get everybody. You don't need to get Murphy and Joe and Strowman and Black and blah, keep going down the. You don't need to do that.
You get Joe, but the rest it's okay. But you get
there's,
Joe.
There's those you don't miss on, and there's that's a spoiler for our review of AEW coming up here shortly. So we will talk a lot more about this because I know in the next 3 months there's going to be a lot unfolding with it, and I am low key excited, even though it hit me in my gut because my girl Ruby was involved with it, and everybody knows how I feel about Ruby Riott. So I actually made a little graphic. It's really sad. Anyway, I'll show it to you later, Jamie. I'm
Okay.
gonna stop. I'm gonna get out of my mother's basement now. We're gonna talk about some other things. Do you have numbers from this past week? I know you were on vacation, but
I do have numbers,
Okay, all right.
and they suck.
Yeah,
All of them.
I haven't
So-
heard all the numbers, but I heard a few, and I was like,
So
wow.
everybody's down. 100%. All of them are down.
On a side note, NBA and NHL playoffs are fantastic right now.
Oh my goodness. Yes, they are. Like,
I mean,
even the casual fan of either one.
Yeah. Like if you don't like hockey, watch the Colorado Golden Knights series. And my God, the Western Conference in the NBA is crazy. Just saying.
Yeah. Like, I personally feel like the Western Conference of the NHL is whoever wins that is going to win. I think they're going to take it.
It is the Godzilla versus Kong of
Yeah,
going
and then
on. It really is.
conversely, I think whoever wins the East right now is going to take it all. I really think it's going to be either the Bucks or the Nets.
Oh,
whoever
it's gonna
comes
be the
out of
Bucks or
that
Nets.
series.
It's going to be Bucks or
Yeah,
Nets for sure.
Which,
But-
by the
but-
way,
but-
the Nets went off.
But
AWF.
but the Western Conference is just mad because you got all these young teams. It's like, what is this?
Yeah,
and the
LeBron's
Clippers out
out.
of freaking nowhere. LeBron's out.
That made
And,
me
and I was,
happy,
and say what you will about the NHL, but Les Canadiens just before we started recording, they just swept the Jets, 7 straight wins. Yeah. Watch out for the Habs.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So
Numbers. Sorry.
number wise, Raw got adjusted. It was 1.557 was the official number for them. That is
Their first number release was the all-time low.
yeah. So it got
Okay.
adjusted.
All right. That's still what 1.5 million. Wow.
Oh, yeah, but you're gonna
Wow.
shit your pants here in a second.
hope not. He's a
NXT
queen.
was 668K, which was down.
Down, but not a ton. But yeah,
Not
it's
not a
down.
ton, right? SmackDown was down barely, but they've been pretty steady Eddie at 1.883 million. That's the number. They've been floating right around the 1.8s.
I did read though that's their second lowest viewership on Fox.
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, it's bad.
So,
but the big loser again, and it's because they keep moving
Friday.
around times because TNT is showing the NBA playoffs. If TNT was not doing the playoffs, they might, and I still think it'd hurt.
It'd be down. It'd be down a little bit, sure.
All-time low for
Yeah.
AEW at 462,000
God.
people.
Oh God.
And I was one of them
Oh.
in
I was
my
one of 'em.
hotel room. I was in a hotel room watching it.
But that therein lies the problem. You were on vacation. You're still able to watch it live because it's on at 10 o'clock Eastern on a Friday night.
yeah, it was
That's
late.
a
I fell asleep watching it. I'm not gonna
horrible-
lie. Yeah.
Horrible time slot, and it's not their fault. I know that. I'm not concerned about AEW, even though that's a terrible number.
Yeah.
Okay.
And their show wasn't really even that good either. And I think they knew it wasn't going to be like, because it's
Yeah.
a terrible time. So
can
they just
tell
kind of
they're
threw
like-
some shit out there. Like, there was a couple decent spots. We'll get into it. But
Well,
for the most
they've
part, it was like,
already-
meh.
They've already moved the Kenny Omega Jungle Boy title match to a Saturday night show because they know that they got a better chance of getting people to watch on a Saturday night than they do Friday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, because it's got that old school Saturday night
Yeah.
wrestling. Like, that's
I mean, there's
old
pay-per-views on Saturday night, for God's sake. So they'll
Yeah.
get some viewers for that. But by the way, so this coming week, it's on Friday again, and I believe the next 2 weeks it's on Saturday.
Yes.
Don't quote me on that. It could be on Friday next week if I'm not. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
our Mondays or our Tuesday show is gonna be us doing a review of Dynamite. We're not gonna do a weekend show. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, love you, but you won't listen.
You won't listen, and we have lives. Let's be honest. We've tried it before. You guys will listen to it on Monday. So we're gonna do it on a regular Tuesday morning show. We'll do a kind of our thoughts from Dynamite the week before our Dynamite slot. So the Thursday morning, we're gonna talk more about some general stuff and goings on. So that's kind of the idea for the next few weeks here. FYI.
So, speaking of women wrestlers,
Yes. You got some
Big-
news for me?
big news, actually. We talked about a month ago, about the reemergence of Kylie Ray going to wrestle against one of our favorites in Thunder Rosa in Chicago.
Yes.
Well, she is officially signed with NWA, so her retirement is done. She is going to wrestle for them. It was announced that When Our Shadows Falls pay-per-view. Wow, too many S's
Yeah.
in that.
I have a note about the pay-per-view too, and it was you definitely know which promotion Billy Corgan runs. Just
Yes.
saying.
100%. 100%.
When our shadows fall.
So
What?
it's good. It's good to see Kylie Ray out there. We've
Yeah,
seen
it's
her
good.
live at Journey Pro, which
Oh, big
speaking of
news
Journey
today.
Pro, yeah, we should know today they are back alive in Kansas City. So we are really excited to hear what they have to say. I know that
so
there's
amped. I'm so
commission
amped.
stuff that they have to go through some hoops because
and once again, this is internet chatter. This is Facebook chatter, even at that. It's even worse. But kind of the comment section got going on it, and the speculation September-ish or whatever. And I don't care. I just
they
want to
said
know.
July 28th. Like I would keep that day open.
I don't know. All I'm saying is like I just want to hear the words. If they tell me it's tonight at 5 o'clock, well, I'm taking PTO and I'm picking you up on my way. We're gonna go. Who cares, right?
Yeah, and
I
as
don't
soon as
care.
I get there live,
Don't
I will
care.
tears will come out of my eyes because I finally get to see some live wrestling.
I might hug the first wrestler that walks by me.
Yeah.
Whoever it is. I don't
It's
even
like,
care.
COVID be damned. I'm vaccinated.
I'm vaccinated.
I love you.
I
Yeah.
love you. Oh man. So yeah, that was very. I hope the best. I mean, I legitimately hope the best for most all wrestlers. Most all, fuck Velvet Dream. Everybody else, whatever. And Joey Ryan.
And Joey Ryan for sure.
But I really hope that she's gotten better because she has some issues, personal things she was dealing with. I don't want to get into it here, but we love you, Kylie Ray. You're a fantastic performer, a great wrestler, and a truly good person. Seeing you live was fantastic. We loved it. So I hope she's doing better. I'm glad she's back on a roster. I don't think she's burned any bridges really, because what I read about it was that they worked it out with Impact because she was still technically on Impact's roster. They do a pay per, so she can still be signed to them and not cost them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So apparently they worked it out with Scott D'Amore and everything. So it was. I don't think she's burning bridges, and I'm thankful because she is legitimately a good person. She has had some bad things in her life happen, and who hasn't been there? So
Yeah.
good on her. Well,
Yeah.
she if she wants to challenge for a title, she's gonna have to fight somebody other than Serena Deeb because part of this pay-per-view from NWA is that Serena Deeb dropped the belt.
That was very surprising.
No, I didn't think it was because Serena Deeb is technically signed to
AEW.
AEW. She was at NWA. She was on loan, and then her contract kind of expired, and then she signed with AEW, but she won the belt, and so she dropped it to. I'm not familiar with this wrestler, but Camille. But I've seen her somewhere, but I can't place it. She's got a very good look. She's got big. She's not like Awesome Kong or like Raquel Gonzalez, but she's got a bigger stature kind of to her, whatever, but it's good look. So Camille is your new, I'm probably saying that wrong, but she's your new NWA Women's Champion. So
Wish it was Genocide, but we're cool.
Hey,
Love Genocide's gimmick, man. I just love it. I can't help. I can't help it.
They're both in there. Genocide and her would actually probably be a good match. Just looking at her size alone, I think. That'd be good. So, but anyway, kudos NWA. They're still kicking it on there. There was other promotions that had pay-per-views this weekend too. So GCW, our favorite death match, one of our favorite death match things, right? If you guys remember, they're going on flurry of since they could do live shows, they're just going on flurry. They're doing live pay-per-views like every 2 weeks and stuff. So a few weeks back, John Moxley showed up at one to challenge Nick Gage. Confront Nick Gage as their champion. He's their Kenny Omega, if you would. Okay. He's the GCW's Kenny Omega, basically. If you're into the more hardcore deathmatch stuff, even just a little bit, you would like Nick Gage. He's very good. He's very good at that sort of match. Other stuff, I don't know, but this stuff he's good at. So John Moxley showed up at their last one they had, surprise entrant, punched a guy on his way into the arena.
That's great. Yeah.
He was a wrestler. It's okay. But punched a guy, and they brawled in the crowd, the whole thing. So at the end of this one here, it was inside this time, not an outdoor arena. No, it was inside last time. I'm sorry. I'm going off. But it was in like a ballroom or type area, whatever. And Nick Gage just won, and they're like breaking the rest of the fluorescent tubes that are in the thing and pumping up the crowd and all this stuff. And somebody shows up in a Scream style gown with a full mask, not the ghost face, but a full black mask with hood sort of thing. Coming up. Here's the little swagger that Moxie does. And then kick in the gut. Paradigm shift. Rip the mask off. It's Matt Cardona.
Yes, I loved it. I loved how he did that.
And the
so
crowd hated it. They loved it, but they hated him. It was fantastic.
So, and Matt Cardona released a new shirt. I don't know if you saw it. So he does the L, and now it's like that. Like that for the LI.
He was doing that to the crowd.
So good.
Because they kept chanting, "Fuck you, Ryder."
Yeah.
Ryder.
So,
It was
and I
great.
follow him on Instagram and Twitter, and he said whoever could name that move could get an 8x10. So I put on there Long Island Iced C. Instead of Iced Z, because that was his YouTube show.
Right.
So hopefully I win an 8x10 for Matt
Hopefully,
Cardona.
hey, yeah. Well, you got a spot right over your right shoulder there where we could put it nice and just
Yes.
right there. I love the open door that AEW has and Impact has these because you see them out and about. Imagine you see this with other people too. Like people just got really. It was great to see, and it was funny is because after Moxie did it, I remember Renee Paquette tweeted, "It's like I thought you went to the to the convenience store or something like that," and then Chelsea Green, coincidentally, who's, if you don't know, is Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona's fiance, she tweeted in the very similar fashion. It's like, I thought you were upstairs in the toy room, so she played off that. It was cool. It was very cool. Love some live wrestling. I can't wait to see it live myself. So,
I can't
which,
wait.
by the way, we announced this, of course, when you were out, but you heard and that Full Gear is in St. Louis, and
We're going.
JJ, yeah, we're going. We're going to make a whole weekend of it. It's gonna be so much fun. I just can't wait till November. We might have to go to Chicago anyway too.
Yes, we might just do both. Let's just do it up.
One thing we can't do is we can't go to Nashville in July because Slammiversary tickets, they opened up. They're going to do tickets, a limited number. So it's going to be like a half capacity or whatever it is at the studio where they shoot it, right? So, a couple hundred tickets, something like that. They sold out in 20 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah, which I'm
Damn.
glad. I am
Good for
glad for Impact for that because Impact says and we're going to talk about Impact show here coming up because they got a pay-per-view this weekend. And their stuff has been really good lately. So I'm happy for the Impact for that. But yeah. They open up tickets and 20 minutes later, tickets gone. So.
Dude, honestly, I would love to see Josh Alexander live. That guy.
I want to see Josh. I want to see Ace Austin live.
Yeah.
Chris Bay, Trey Miguel.
I want to see that Taurus guy. I just want to see him in person. It's just like
Taurus.
What the hell
it's Taurus who's going off. It's now Taurus, not Taurus. I don't know why, but yeah. Don't get me started on that. But Tennille Dashwood, it would be great to see live. 'Cause I'd never seen her when she was in WWE because she never fucking debuted on the main Raw. Anyway, one last thing here. Speaking of live, NXT is supposedly going live events. It's starting in July. They're going to do the North Florida circuit, 200 to 400 person showrooms. No idea if that means they're going to be house shows or if it's going to be, because it sounds like house shows, but they're also supposedly not going back to Full Sail. So I don't know if they're going to, I hope that these are actual taping, these are actually for their Tuesday show. Because they need an audience again, probably more than anybody. NXT needs some live people.
I agree, because
it's not terrible wrestling. It's just without the fans, it's not the same. I mean, WWE is by itself. We're not going to cover WWE tonight, by the way, guys. I didn't watch it, and we know Jamie doesn't watch it. I said fuck it. They got rid of Ruby, and I'm like, that's my last straw. Fuck them. So who cares?
He joined the dark side. Yes,
I
feel
absolutely
the hate
did.
flow through you.
You soon you'll be able to. Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to do a real bad hating Christensen, and it didn't work. So let's pivot from bad stuff and let's go to good stuff. Let's talk about AEW from last Friday.
Well, hold on. I do have one more piece of news.
You have one more? Oh, well, let's do it. Come on,
one more piece of amazing news.
What you got?
So, as we've talked about, Will Ospreay is injured, and he vacated the World Heavyweight IWGP Championship belt. Not the junior, but the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So, New Japan held its Dominion 2021 event in the Osaka-jo Hall. And Shingo Takagi versus Okada was the main event. And
Make it rain, baby.
the winner of that match was going to get the belt. Well, it was a long, beautiful match.
As you would expect, especially
It was
with
both
Okada.
of them. With both of them.
Well,
But
Takada's seriously underappreciated, No, I don't want to say underappreciated, but he's definitely that kind of underdogish,
Yeah, like he reminds me of Daniel Bryan or the Yes Movement.
Kofi Kingston
Yeah.
during Kofi Mania sort of thing.
Yeah, like those guys who are
'Cause
always
he's
been
not
there.
he's not a spring chicken, but he's not so old, but he's definitely one of those guys that's right. 'Cause he's never been champion, never been heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he's been junior.
He's been
I think
open
that's
weight, hasn't he?
Open weight, yeah. I think he's had two.
Too many belts. New Japan, you have too many belts. I'm just saying. Okay.
word, and they got rid of one, and they still have 36.
Still have too many.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyway, so fantastic long match.
And what I'm gonna call an upset, Shingo Takagi
Takagi?
wins
No.
the IWGP
Well, good
World
on
Heavyweight
him.
Champion.
Good on him.
Happy
thought-
for him.
I thought for sure that's Rainmaker written. As soon as he got hurt, I might
Yeah.
just give it to Rainmaker. Might as well, right? 'Cause
Shit, man. Takagi just lost to Ospreay in his first defense, and then now he's the champ. It's like, no, there's no way they're going to do that. Like, he just literally
Right.
just lost it. Nope. He won. So while Will
Wow.
Ospreay is out, which we still do not know anything about his injury, like how long it's going to be,
It's a
he said
neck.
he
It's
wants to
gonna
be
be
back
long.
this year,
It's a
but
neck.
it seems like it's going to be a while.
It's
and-
a neck. It's going to be a while, dude.
Yeah. So, but I'm happy for Shingo. Like, if you do
Yeah.
not know Shingo Takagi, YouTube is your best friend. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can search him after you finish our thing. It's all the way through.
Or you could pause, come back. But either way,
I prefer you
good.
finish.
yeah, it's finished. Just finish. Yeah, we're big fans of finishing. Unlike Karrion Cross. That's not the segue we're going for. How about a better segue? How about a better segue into a show that didn't get better ratings, and that was AEW from last Friday night. So there was actually some cool stuff there's some stuff that happened, but overall, what did you think of the show last Friday, Jamie?
I give it a strong meh.
I'm with you.
It had two things happen all night that I was like, yes. Other than that, I'm like, it was okay.
It was a show.
I mean, granted, I did walk over 8 miles that day in Florida in 90 plus degree heat with like 60% humidity, so I was sweating my butt off. But
Dragging four teenager younger daughters with him.
yeah, so
I mean, do not discount that, please, Jamie.
yeah, fair.
I know your children. Hey, girls.
Yeah. So anyway, honestly, this is one of the highlights was the very first match of Young Bucks versus Death Triangle. I thought that was a really great match. Solid opener. When these two open up, and it was not it was Death Triangle as in Pentagon Jr. and Pac, not Pac and Ray Phoenix.
Because
Ray
Phoenix is out
still
for like
nursing.
6 weeks with a hammy or whatever.
Yeah, he's able to move around and do everything, but he's not been cleared for in-ring activity, even though he did get knee triggers on Being the Elite on Monday. If you did not watch Being the Elite, you should. It was great.
I mean, but hey, you see Pac and Penta. I'm always for a match with those guys. Any way you slice it. And
Yeah.
the Young Bucks.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
It was cool. There's Canadian destroyers all over the place. There was that. So
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was a Canadian Destroyer-thon. Obviously, there's Super Kick Fiesta. But at the end of the day, Bucks retain. They beat Death Triangle. It was a great match. I'm not going to get into any of the things. It was good. All right, so after that, I'm not even going to get into the other piece. I just want to get in the matches and things. Mark Henry comes out to speak, and this is the biggest piece of the night right here. Because Mark
unfortunate
Henry,
because it was kind of buried, but yeah.
yeah, so Mark Henry's out there talking. Tony Schiavone introduces him as the AEW Rampage host, and Andrade shows up with none other than, excuse me, Vicky Guerrero.
Which people were dogging that, but there's actually Andrade always has had a lot of respect for Eddie Guerrero, and there's always there's a connection there with that, and so I appreciate it. And now she's going to be permanently attached to Andrade. I have a problem with that, but I don't care. As soon as I saw Andrade, I marked out. I was just like, yes.
Yes, I was very excited about it. And then one of the big takeaways from his whole thing was he says he's not just the new face of Latinos. He is the new face of All Elite Wrestling. And he has been confirmed
Official.
All Elite.
He is All Elite. So, and he teased the day before, he was like him and Charlotte. And they teased the thing there at dinner, they're like, big things coming. And I was like, oh shit, she pregnant? Oh shit. And then there's a picture of them with like Flair. Ric Flair was there and his dad was there. No, He just debuted on TV for his new promotion. So
Yeah.
Yes.
And rumor
Yes.
has it she was there.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all.
Yeah. Kind of like when you saw Britt Baker do this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Adam Cole was behind the scenes when she won this past Sunday.
Oh,
Just saying.
100%.
It's 120 miles away.
Which
If that.
the one of the main reasons I'm talking about AEW right now is because she won. Because I was gonna boycott and riot if she didn't win. So
Oh,
I'm
I
very
thought it was
excited.
just Megan was going to do that. Were you on
I,
board?
I
with
was
that too?
I was jumping on that, but the only thing that really
Okay, all
the
right.
biggest letdown of the whole thing though is her championship shirt sucks.
You
It
were
is
so
not
pumped
good.
to get that shirt, and then I saw it. And I go,
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'll buy the Andrade
the
shirt now.
DMD shirt, or the Andrade. We'll talk about that. We're gonna get some new shirts.
Yeah. All right. So after that, Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus QT Marshall and Anthony Ogogo. Who gives a shit? Ogogo and Marshall wins. Whatever.
One note: he actually did wrestle.
He
For
did.
what it's
He-
worth.
He hits him
He
with
only
a.
he only threw one punch. It was at the end. It was kind of crappy, but he actually
It looked so
wrestled.
bad.
He did a suplex. He's a rookie. You wouldn't expect him to be any good, but just anyway. Please move on. It was what it was.
Yeah, that was bad. So then after that, the Inner Circle victory lap. Inner Circle just blah blah blah. Yeah, we're great. And then they all challenged him. Everybody they said that this is gonna go on forever, which is fine. Whatever. Blah.
It's what's filler. It's fine.
Then Christian Cage and Jungle Boy versus Private Party. It was actually a pretty good match.
Pretty good match.
As much as I hate Christian Cage, I
okay,
love me
let me-
some Jungle Boy.
Let me ask you this here, because Christian Cage and Jungle Boy end up getting the win. They're set up Jungle Boy. They got to build him as much as they can. They got to put him over for the title match, of course. But what do you think about the pivot here for Christian Cage feuding with Matt Hardy? I don't
like
mind that at all. Right?
Yeah, because it's two old school guys, so it gives you that old school flair.
They have history, so there's a reason for it, and you don't have Christian Cage going up against Powerhouse Hobbs or Brian Cage or
The things
or
that don't
somebody
make sense.
I like
Yeah.
this. I like that. That's a good use for him, right?
Yeah, that was a nice thing.
Proper.
Yes. So I will. Okay. So I've been bitching about Christian Cage ever since he grabbed the belt, and he is stuck to his word that he did. Like that wasn't what he was trying to do. He's trying to get some wins under his belt. So I appreciate that. Still think his mic skills are terrible, but you know what?
Hey.
I'm gonna give him some props. Okay, so you can mark it down. June 8th, 2021.
We got it on record.
Jamie is okay with Christian Cage.
I mean, this is the proper way to use him. Using him in a behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
You use him to put over Jungle Boy, right? And now you're using him, and this is the feud that you want to see.
Yeah.
We don't want to see him going against Kenny Omega. Go against Matt Hardy. Gives them both somewhere to go.
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
Cool.
And then Matt Hardy also called him out on being the elite. # watch being the elite. So Dr. Britt Baker's championship celebration is a pre-tape segment. It was fine.
He's gonna feud with Nia apparently next. I don't
which makes a lot of sense. But then it's two heels. So then who's not the non-heel? But
and
honestly,
you can't make Nia
Britt,
face.
Britt is the anti-hero. Like she is Deadpool in this scenario. Like she's,
And
or
AEW's heel heavy because I mean.
that's why I love.
I mean, Dark Order's only face because they really aren't, but they kind of just morphed into a face-ish thing.
yeah.
So
Because everybody loves them. Then after this, we had Red Velvet versus the Bunny. It was a better match than I was expecting. It still was not good, but it was better than I was expecting.
Yeah, Velvet's getting better.
Yeah, Red Velvet beat the Bunny. Yay. Then the main event and arguably the biggest
Hold
dud.
on, before you get there,
Oh,
because this sucked. But before that, you had what didn't suck, which is Miro on the mic. Miro had a promo where he thanked Jesus once again, and
Yes.
then. Remind you, this is 2 days after his wife was released, Lana. He said he wanted to thank Jesus for making him so great, and then he also wanted to thank his wife for being so hot. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Miro's amazing.
So
So after that, then you get the shittiest match of the night. I'm sorry, but it was in a bull rope match again. What's up
Which is
with
that's a
with the
tired stipulation. It really is. I mean,
1976 called it? What's its gimmick back, man? Okay, like no one does the bull rope anymore. But it's Nick Camarado versus Dustin Rhodes. And I like me some Nick Camarado because he's just a big, hairy man. Like we talked about. Like,
well, JR's official quote was, he's big, ugly, nasty, and hairy.
Yep. That's accurate. Other than the stupid straitjacket thing that he does, as soon as he gets rid of that.
I hate that straight jacket. Oh, my God.
Yeah, as soon as he gets rid of that, it's all good. But Rhodes beat Camarado, so that sucks. Because I really was hoping that, maybe they put over some young talent, but evidently the Rhodes don't do that right now.
Well, I mean, you had QT and Anthony. They won earlier in the night. Why wouldn't you have Camarado win as well? If you're trying to sell us on this faction and this feud, which we don't care about, right? But you go halfway, and it's like, what the fuck's even the point anymore? Whatever.
Yeah.
That was the show.
My big thing was Death Triangle versus Young Bucks because it's always guaranteed to deliver.
That was the match of the night.
And freaking Andrade, baby. Makes me happy. They're just one signing away for the men's division. That's gonna make Jamie's nipples really hard.
and we all know who that is. We mentioned him earlier. You get this is one of the ones that we're talking about. The ones you don't miss on. You don't miss on Joe if you got a shot. Andrade, you don't miss on Andrade if you have a shot at him. He is, I don't want to call him a generational talent because he's not that level, but he is definitely one of those that he's bred for this. I'm so happy. We're going to see Andrade versus Miro, Andrade versus Archer, Andrade versus Brian Cage. Oh, my God. Andrade versus Hangman, Andrade versus Kenny Omega, of course, we're going to see, of course, in AAA. But still, the possibilities out there. And then the younger things, Andrade versus Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
Yes.
So, also, one of the things that we forgot to talk about was Miro. When he was out there, people are going, Miro's gonna kill you.
Yes!
Miro's gonna kill
on
you.
Sunday, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, but on Sunday, they pulled out the Miro's gonna kill you chant.
And then, notice how he does the fist pump thing like this? He's doing it like that. He reminds me, okay, so... Of course, movie nerd Jamie here. It reminds me of Chong Li from Bloodsport when he's trying to get everybody to cheer him. Like this exact same way
it is
he does it. It's like exactly
I wonder if that's
the same.
his, because he's a big pop culture guy, Miro.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what it's supposed to be. Probably is.
And if he's our generation's Chong Li, I love it because I want him to end up like beating somebody and putting their bandana around his knee. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Well, that was Impact, and like I said, I think
Dynamite.
until what
Dynamite.
Oh, that's Dynamite. Sorry. We're talking about Impact next.
They're blending.
there's some blendage going on, but no. I give it a squash. I give it a snooze fest. Honestly,
Agreed. I mean, Andrade
was
couldn't
fabulous.
even get it there. Yeah, couldn't get any higher.
But once again, Friday at 10:00. Come on. Anyway,
It was 11 o'clock for me. Like I was.
Well, by the time I got to that, it was 10 Eastern though, 9 Central. They'll be better on Saturday. Once they get back to Wednesday, though, come on. It's just anyway. I get it. I think you're right, though. I think that they kind of expected it, so they drop it down a notch. So it is what it is. I do want to talk about Impact, but I'm going to save that for next. Real quick here, talk about NXT from last week. NXT has In Your House 2 coming up this coming Sunday.
Looking forward to it.
We're going to do a special. We have In Your House, and we have the next Impact pay-per-view. So we're going to do like a little double feature this Sunday night. So Monday morning, we're going to release a little thing. The belt, which is in your possession, as you see there. It's up for grabs again, and we'll see if the Young Boys is going to play with us or not. It might just be you, me, and Megan, but we'll get Nick involved too if he wants to.
Speaking of belts, I'm going to talk to you as the reigning, defending, undisputed AEW champion.
I don't need you to talk to me for myself. I can talk to myself plenty, okay?
Well, here's the thing, buddy.
Okay, let's bring
Here's
it in.
the thing. We all know this. We're all wrestling fans. Can't win from a double count out. Can't win
yes.
from a double count out.
You also can't win if you don't show.
I mean,
her
picks were in. We made her picks. Her picks were in. So by proxy, she was there.
And I was ready to do a secondary tiebreaker on the spot. Then you gotta be present to win the prize. So, we'll come up with another one for the time being because I was there and I was making an executive decision. I am your current. I don't know which side it's on.
You gotta beat the champion. Hey! In order to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and you did not beat the man.
I got a belt right there. It says it right there. We're gonna come up with a belt. We got plenty of time before All Out. We'll come up with something. And we were gonna do, because Nick brought it up, do Dark, and that's a good idea. Then I thought, oh no, I definitely saw the headline on Wrestling Inc. like an hour earlier that spoilers for the upcoming Dark because it was all filmed at the Fan Fest. I'm not saying your daughter definitely would have gone in there and
she totally would have.
Oh, I absolutely would have.
Yeah.
I know I would have. I 1,000% would have.
So how about this then? We just do the Dynamite card and go from there.
Dynamite for this Friday?
Yeah.
All right.
For winner take all.
We got to have a tiebreaker.
Then the final match time, because that's where you get.
That's what we should have done.
Yes.
I thought about this as we were going through it. It's that's not a good tiebreaker. Who's the guest? Who's the surprise entrant? That's not a good tiebreaker. We got to do time or something.
Yeah, because all of us will offer.
Something that's very well, that's whoever's closest that went over, whatever. All right, so that'll be what we'll do. So next week, we'll definitively know that I have won your belt, and it's going to stay where it is, or the possibility of the world ending and it goes back to Megan. We don't know. know. But
either you take it out of her cold, dead hands, or a 14-year-old girl knows more about wrestling than all of us.
Okay, for what it's worth, she's held all these belts for 2 years before we started this podcast. You know this. She always destroyed you too, and it's your daughter, so you get away. Oh, but that's my progeny.
It's my progeny.
It's my progeny. Yeah. Well, okay. We will figure that out next week. Okay. All right. So,
and I get to treat her like Paul Heyman. I'm she's a Heyman guy.
We got a couple belts then, because then once again next Monday we're gonna have our NXT. We'll announce who won the AEW belt. On
we
the
need
Monday
to
show.
do an Impact one. Let's go.
Do they have an Impact belt?
No, but they need to make one.
I mean, I can buy a replica on eBay.
Probably. Yeah, that'd be cool.
There may be a fourth belt in play. Well, tune back on Monday. We don't know.
Yes.
There may be. Jamie's going to Google it probably as I'm talking here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm
but
looking.
Real fast. So NXT's gearing up for Takeover 2. This upcoming week, so tonight is going to be their go home show. So this was a lot of kind of setup for the go home show. Started off, the big thing was that there was a triple threat to be the number one contender, right? Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly. It was legitimately a good match to open up the night. NXT does this very well. Just like AEW, they start with a match. Most of the time, start with a match. I like that. This match, as you can expect, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, it was a good match. They had no decision because Adam Cole decided to return. He beat the living shit out of all three of them and the referee and two security guards and almost got into it with William Regal. So anyway, he got kicked out. He left. Ember Moon calls out Raquel Gonzalez. That's your women's championship match for TakeOver. LA Knight lost to Jake Atlas. Further going on the whole DiBiase thing, right? Mm-hmm. Very much the same way that Cameron Grimes lost to Jake Atlas last week. Cameron Grimes came out, was talking with because DiBiase's there watching, and he causes LA to get distracted, and Jake beats him. So that's a match that's been confirmed for TakeOver. We don't know if it's for the $1 Million Championship, but I have heard that belt is supposed to make appearance on tonight's NXT. And if one Cameron Grimes does win that, it's on the website as an official WWE title. Somebody is buying another shirt, not just a Dr. Britt Baker DMD shirt, a Cameron Grimes shirt. I'm just saying. We'll see. We'll see about that.
Deal's a deal.
After that, and that's cool. I say we're the same size. You wear it once. Wash it, give it to me. I'll take it. I'll enjoy wearing it. All right. The whole there's a lot going on here. You also had Candice Indy had a bunch of stuff going on. They're furthering the whole Index angle. Indy's all mopey. She's listening to 80s power ballads, and
That's
I love it.
great.
It's so good. It's like the long-term arc of this is like, well, this is one of the few things you could tell that Triple H has definitely got his fingers in this because the long-term arcs they have are good. For example, I'm gonna swallow my words right now. Xia Li thing against Mercedes Martinez. I was like, where the hell is this coming from last week when
Yeah.
well, they explained it that because Mercedes Martinez beat Xia Li in her WWE debut at the Mae Young Classic. And I'm like,
I forgot about that.
and I was sitting there like, holy shit, that just made sense. You took something that I could give a crap about, and you gave it a story that actually made sense. I still don't care for the match that much. We'll see though. Xia Li looks amazing since she's gotten like really kickboxinged up. She looks amazing. So
Hey, you know what? You know what it is, right?
Is
She's
she
more
shredded?
shredded. She's more shredded Julian Salve, man.
She more shredded than a box of cheddar cheese.
Guy tips.
You're gonna kill me. I still have no idea what movie that's from. I know that's from a movie.
Tropic Thunder.
Is it from Tropic Thunder?
Yeah. remember Rainbow? Remember Rainbow? Not Rainbow 1 where he's all puffy, man. You're more like Rainbow 2. You're more shredded than Julian Salve,
okay,
man.
I got it now.
Give me the
Okay.
goddamn map. Fuck you.
Give me. All right. Now it makes sense. So I know it's from a movie I've seen. I cannot remember. Wow. Okay. That's why we have Jamie on the show, guys. All right. Zoe Stark and Kushida beat Carmelo Hayes. He's debuted to something else. I can't remember what it was before. But anyway, Castillo, whatever. It was impressive. It was a decent match. Kushida won. Zoe Stark and Zaya Ramirez. I cannot pronounce her name. Zeta Ramirez.
There you go, Zeta.
Yeah, the chick the stupid, with the dreadlocks. Anyway,
The shooting
they
star
lost-
press.
the shooting star press, the one that was like almost broke her face off. They lost to Candice and Indy. The Diamond Mine is opening soon. So I heard a rumor. Somebody said that their guess is that it's not the Blanchards. I say Blanchards. It's not Tessa Blanchard and her husband, but it's like a Raw Underground-esque sort of thing. And I'm like, well, that makes sense with the way they've kind of worded it, but I still think it's Tessa Blanchard. So, Legado del Fantasma was against MSK for the tag titles in the finale. MSK won. The highlight of the show was about midway through. Adam Cole stormed back in, right? He got kicked out because he beat everybody up, right? He stormed back in, goes up to the mic, and Adam Cole's back, baby. His wrist is better, and it's time for promo goodness. Out comes Karrion Kross and Scarlett, right? And he's just going to town on them. Here's the quote, because I know you didn't see it. Here's the quote of what it said. This brand has done everything to make you feel special. You got the cool music, you got the lights, you got the girl. You know what they do to make Adam Cole feel special? They ring the freaking bell.
That's awesome.
This is what NXT needed. I'm sorry. I like Karrion. This is what they needed. They need to have Adam Cole in the middle of this. Mm-hmm. So the main event at TakeOver in Your House is a 5-way championship match because Karrion and Regal comes out and Karrion goes, "Shut up, Regal. This is what I want. I'm the champion. You give me what I want." This is the Karrion Kross he needs to be. Enough with this kind of face-ish. No, fuck it. You're supposed to be the big, F you son of a bitch, right? So this is what I want. I want all of them. Give me all of them. So it's a 5-way match. Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Karrion Kross for the title.
Dude, 3 of those dudes have some serious history.
4 do, really.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because Pete Dunne and, there's the whole War Games from last year with Undisputed Era. You've got the Undisputed Era Fallout. You have the unbelievable series of matches that Gargano and Cole did. I mean, they've been setting up Gargano against Kross with, they're kind of like them going after Karrion, as the way. And so Yes. So hopefully this gives them the boost, the boon they need with Cole being back. I don't know. This might just be the new reality of NXT. Maybe they're just not going to get as good a ratings. This is just going to be where they are. I don't know.
They deserve better.
They really do. I mean,
It's a good product. I mean, the thing is, like,
it's cyclical. Everything's cyclical in wrestling, and they tend to be a funnel for the shit of Raw and SmackDown. So there's going to be times when they're not as developed. It's not going to be,
yeah,
everything to everyone.
it's like baseball farm systems. Like
Yeah.
sometimes they're like unbeatable, and then sometimes because everybody's gone up sucks. Because you got rid of it, all the good
Yep.
talent's gone.
We know that very well. That was our team. We had 2.5 years there where we were the bee's knees, the Royals, and then it goes away. And everybody can be the Yankees, right? So, sure. So that was NXT. Like I said, we got Takeover in Your House 2 coming up this coming Sunday. Saturday is the next Impact pay-per-view. We're going to talk about both of those on our Monday show. So. There's still a go home for Against All Odds. That's the Impact pay-per-view. There's still a go home for that. So there's a few matches that still have not been completely finalized. The card is mostly set though, and I say that because this last week's Impact played a lot into that. Do yourself a favor if you have not already. I know, Jamie, you're on vacation. You haven't got a chance to do this yet. You can go to Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel. They have the full unedited, so meaning no commercial breaks in the middle of it, the full hour and 8 minutes long of the BTI 60-minute, which is before the Impact, 60-minute Iron Man match between TJP and Josh Alexander. Oh my God. I don't like doing knee-jerk reactions. I would definitely sit in for a few days. I would put up there in contention. It was not going to be, but in contention right now for match of the year. It's probably going to be top 10 at the end of the year. But this thing was unbelievable. So what do you like? Do you like technical wrestling? You get it. Do you like, just crazy athleticism? You get that too. You got TJP in there. Do you like a real, good story built into a match? It's there. This thing was great. It was 20 minutes into it before we got the first pinfall, and it was a reversal pinfall by Josh Alexander. And then he went to town because the first bit was very much back and forth. Good kind of build. And then he just went technical mastery for the next about 20 minutes or so. There'd be a little bit of flurry where TJ get a couple shots in, and then Alexander just put him right back, but couldn't get a pinfall, couldn't get him down. And it comes to a point where they're out on the outside on the ramp area, right? And he's going to take and do his finisher, which is kind of like a flip up pile driver-ish sort of thing. I can't remember what he calls it, but it's pretty good looking. He's going to do it on the ramp. And Fallah Bahh came out with TJP as his best friend, right? And Petey Williams came out with in Josh Alexander's corner, Team Canada. And Petey goes up and stops him, like, no, don't do that. He has a family. Don't do it. Don't do it. Out from the back comes Trey Miguel and Eddie Edwards, right? And they're saying, don't do it. No, Chris Sabin. So don't do it. So he begrudgingly doesn't do it. And then, of course, TJP turns it around. He hits like a power slam on him on the ramp, and then they eventually get back into the ring. And then you see so you've had a couple people already come out. Slowly, you get the whole locker room comes out, like one at a time, two at a time. They're coming out like the little extra area where the fans would be, right? You get Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering come out. Eddie Edwards and his wife come out. And you get Chris Bay comes out, and he looks at ringside. And you just get slowly but surely, and then by the end of it, they're all out there, and there's this energy, and that's when shit starts going fast. And TJP ends up getting he's in a deathly ankle lock for like 3 minutes solid, right?
Oh, wow.
So it's just going to town on his ankle. And at the very last few seconds, he flips it back, gets a pinfall with 2 seconds remaining. So we go to sudden death. And sudden death, long and short of it is that Alexander ended up overpowering him, get the win. He retained. It was great. If you don't like long matches, I can understand that. But if you can appreciate the technical mastery and kind of like the in-match long-form storytelling, because like I said, it's an hour and 8 minutes every second of it, this match. I loved every second of it. I thought it was fan-frickin-tastic. So, for free on their YouTube. Go check it out.
I'm going to.
It's well worth it.
I like Josh Alexander, so
if you like Josh Alexander, you'll love this match because you saw all of Josh Alexander's bit. And even TJP like ripped the helmet, which his headgear off a few times. You got to see the angry Josh Alexander, and then you got to see. So it was just so good. It was so good, so good, so good. So it's going to end up being at Against All Odds because then later on in the show, you had a bunch of the two of them, bro it up backstage, much respect, right? A lot of respect. And then you had a bunch of guys come up to him and start to hey, I'm next. So Against All Odds, you don't have an X Division match. You have a 5-way number one contender match. So you have Chris Bay, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin. I should have wrote this down. I think Rohit Raju's in there maybe, and then one other person. I can't remember. But 5-person number one contender match. So Trey Miguel and Chris Bay, I could watch the two of them fight all night, every night.
Yeah, they're good.
Along with everybody else. So Rohit Raju did lose to Jake Something in a tables match. I'm done with this. This is we've seen these two. This is a WWE thing. We've seen this match. We've seen this already 3 weeks in a row, basically. I'm done with that. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Rich Strong and W. Morrissey were going to have a match, but W. Morrissey decided, I just want to beat him up. So he did. They're going to have a match at Against All Odds. And Morrissey's going to fight in a no DQ match, Willie Mack, next week on Impact. Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering got their return match for when they lost the title belts to Fire and Flava. And this was, I think, the best match that these four have had of their series of matches. So it's been 3 matches now they've had because they changed title, return match. I like this one better than the other 2. Fire and Flavor won it. They retained. They're still kind of teasing the whole Jordan Grace thing. They're playing that very slow. I don't mind that. They're bringing Tenille Dashwood into the middle of this too because they're basically having her kind of talk to Rachel Ellering. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Then you had Diener Kojima. Kojima made his debut. He is very much it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this is very much Impact's New Japan answer to Christian Cage-ish, if you would. Because Kojima, he's good. He's older. He's not done, but he's definitely no spring chicken. But it was a pretty good match. Kojima did all the highlights, did all the stuff you expect him to do. He got the win. He's gonna fight Joe Deering at Big Joe Doring. Doring. There we go.
Doring.
It's like DOE. That always screws me up. At Against All Odds. And then Moose and Sami Callihan. That's your main event. That's the whole point of the show, other than the Iron Man match, right? So this was great. This was Moose and Sami Callihan. That should be all I need to say. It was fantastic. You guys see Moose is just definitely on top of his game. Sammy's character is probably the best it's been in about 2 years. He's really going off on this, kind of unhinged prophet sort of thing. I love it. I've always liked Sami Callihan. I like this version of the character the most, honest to God. So it ended up being a DQ. Surprise, surprise. Here come the Good Brothers. They jump him. Afterwards, Scott D'Amore and what's his face? They're talking. Invisible Hand talking backstage. Tony Khan's going to be on Impact next week. Scott D'Amore wants to make it a triple threat at Against All Odds. So we'll see what happens. I really hope they don't. Honestly, I would rather see just Moose face Kenny Omega 1-on-1.
It makes sense, but they won't do that because
with his contract, I think that's the big thing. Mm-hmm. If he hasn't signed, there's no way he's winning that title, and you got to have something in there to keep a feud going. Or
that's kayfabe. He's totally signed. There's no way.
I believe you, but I also know that WWE was big on him. But then again, they just released everybody out of the world, so what the fuck do I know, right?
Yeah, why would they sign somebody new when they had all those people? Because of
Eva
budget
Marie.
cuts.
Eva Marie.
Oh,
Budget
God.
cuts my ass. They just signed Cardi B to a deal to be the host for fucking SummerSlam,
Yeah, SummerSlam.
which is officially at the Raider Stadium in Vegas on August 21st, Saturday.
I hope they burn it to the ground.
That's a fabulous stadium. Even though you're a Chiefs fan, you have to admit it's a fabulous stadium. It's got one of the best nicknames of any NFL stadium.
With the Death Star?
Death Star, because it's all black and gray.
I know, it's cool.
It's
cool.
cool. It is cool. But yeah, you don't like it. I understand. Impact's coming up with the go home show here. The one thing that's still kind of up in the air is Fire and Flavor is going to be defending against Susan and Kimberly. Because why not? Is that Havoc's going to face Rosemary again this week on Impact, and if Havoc wins, it's going to be a triple threat against Deanna Praza needs to get on with the Taryn Terrell. Wow, I just went back to 2009. I'm sorry. With the help me out here. What's her face?
You talk about the one who's been feuding with Tenille Dashwood?
Yeah, the little short.
I can't think of her name.
Taylor Wilde.
Taylor Wilde, thank
She
you.
needs to get onto the Taylor Wilde thing because it's like, okay, come on, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was Impact. It was a decent show. Brought up by that BTI, by that hour. Like literally, the rest of it you can watch a highlight reel of. It was a setup of a setup show, but the BTI. Oh my God, that Iron Man match. I know I talked a lot about it because I had to. It was so good. So.
Sounds awesome.
That's wrestling. We're not talking about WWE. Fuck them.
Nope.
Nope.
Bye-bye.
I did watch 3 minutes of SmackDown.
Oof. That's
I saw
3 minutes too long.
I saw Liv Morgan was going to be in a match. I'm like, okay, so I flipped over right before her match, and then they started off by saying Liv Morgan's going to go it alone tonight. And I'm like, you mother. Of course she's going to go it alone because you just fired her partner. She got squashed. It didn't matter. But yeah, that's all WWE I watched this weekend. I'm off that boat. I have joined Jamie and Nick on the ship away from the train wreck. That's where we're at. So
Welcome to being happy.
I know. So this weekend I watched NXT, I watched Impact, and I was good with that.
See?
How about that?
See?
Happier JJ. So all right, you guys let us know what you think. Who do you think's going to go where? Who do you want to see go where? Let's do that. Tell us, give us a tweet, give us a comment down below if you're on YouTube. Let us know who you'd like to see go where. It could be there's no wrong answers here. So let us know what you think. We'll be back on Monday. We're going to talk about NXT TakeOver in your house too. We're going to talk about Against All Odds. We may have 2 belts. We may have 3 belts. We're definitely going to have 2 belts decided because we'll give you the result of our secondary tiebreaker for
Yes.
my AEW Toy Championship replica belt. So
Nope. That's not happening.
agree or disagree. All right.
All right. Well, do you want me to break us down?
Yeah, so just take it home. Take it home. We had a lot to go over, so we went over tonight. Take it
We
home.
definitely did. All right. Well, if you're not down with TSL, I got 4 words for you. Miro's gonna kill you.
Fantastic. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace.